Okay, hey guys, we're here today with the ultimate financial man himself, Tony Fornaro, who is with Fornaro Financial Advisors. We're going to talk about all the hot topics right now about lending, mortgage issues, like all these questions that people are coming up with and things that they're really most concerned about is we're going to chat about today. So thanks for coming, Tony.
My pleasure. Thanks for the
Working from
invite.
home, amazing.
Yes,
Isn't this
yes,
nice?
absolutely.
So you guys are now back to, you're working out of your homes as of Monday. Everything's fully digital, like you're functioning from the office. So there's nothing on concern for you guys. You're amazing. You're advanced in that way. That's great.
Absolutely, yeah. So
Yeah.
fortunately, we took the move a few years ago to ensure that our technology could be transported anywhere.
Yeah, that's amazing. Great. So tell me what the major concerns have been for you the last week. I'm sure your phone is ringing off the hook. People asking about deferring their mortgage payments. What's going to happen? Should I be pulling out, getting variable? I'm sure you have people that have been approved and their deals are pending. Tell me what you've been dealing with the last few days or week.
Yeah. So look, essentially all of that, Tiffany. So I'll start with some of the packages, the stimulus packages that the government has brought out. So, or I guess the lenders have made available for everyday people. So effectively, if you find yourself unable to make your repayments, you may have lost your job or your working hours have been reduced, then you can contact your lender and put your home loan repayments on hold. They'll basically automatically give you 3 months. After 3 months, they'll contact you, and if you still need more time, they'll give you another 3 months. Now, it's not free. They add those payments into your loan and you still have to repay them. But of course, it does give some breathing space. So that's one of the big topics at the moment for most people, particularly in some sectors, that we find ourselves in, airlines and hospitality in particular. I guess the next big thing is there is still quite a lot of activity in the market because with uncertainty brings opportunity as well. And so
Definitely.
what we're seeing is interest rates and cash rebates lenders are offering in order to try and get new business or keep business.
Yeah, great.
So so we're still seeing lots of refinance activity. Purchases, unfortunately, we're not seeing as much of. However, the people that have money are very active in the market. So we are seeing a little bit of that as well. So that's within the lending side of the business. My business also has an accounting firm and we have a financial advisory firm as well. So in the financial advisor space, I'll just quickly touch on that. Obviously, the market has dropped significantly. It's about 14% since its peak. And so obviously people are worried about their superannuations and their investments. My advice here really is if you have an advisor, talk to your advisor and gain that person's insight. But generally things like superannuation and investment are long-term holds. If we hang on to it long enough, it should come back in terms of value. So, if we look at GFC and if we look at other times in history where there have been terrible things that happen, if you hold on to it long enough, generally it comes back and you're okay. You don't lose any money on it. Within the accounting side of the business, so this relates really to small business operators, there's a raft of stimulus packages available to those business operators. So there is a interest-free loan that the Queensland has put out up to $250,000. You have to apply for it. I can send you the link later. There is if you're an employer that has employees and you're paying their salary, there's relief when you submit your BAS statement up to $100,000. So if you're withholding tax, they give you back a portion of the tax component. There's also, the ATO has basically said if you need to defer any tax payments, we won't enforce anything nasty, we'll just grant them. Remember, these are deferral strategies, so you'll have to
Yeah.
repay or catch it up at some point.
Yeah.
And we're expecting a third round of stimulus information to be released soon. So there is a lot happening. It is specific to each person's circumstances as well as to what they're eligible for and what they what they may be able to obtain.
Yeah. No, a lot of different things and changes happening every day. I'm sure you're dealing with, which is great on you guys and keeping us all informed. Are you finding that deals that are pending are going through? Like, how are you finding those happening right now?
We've had only two or three current pending deals where the people have either gotten jittery and pulled out or decided not to proceed. The vast majority of them are still going through. So, but as I mentioned, a lot of that is refinance work currently. There are purchases, but they're not as popular as they were, say, a month ago.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Now, what can you give as advice to people looking to buy, let's say? Let's start with that.
Well, look, I think there's probably an opportunity to buy because of the uncertainty in the market. People who are selling are probably under pressure to sell, if I can say that. And so there's probably a gain to be made on the way through. But ultimately, the reason people buy homes, particularly if it's their own home, is because they need to live somewhere. Whether they buy now or they buy in the middle of the boom, it really doesn't matter if they're going to buy it in a long-term position. Remember also, the interest rates are very, very low. So if your interest rate doesn't start with a 2, then you need to be seeking a new interest rate from your lender, or a new lender for that matter.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what's the lowest rate that you're seeing now?
You can get 1, 2, or 3 year fixed rates around 2.29.
Yeah, that's
if
pretty
it's
great.
Variable, yeah, really cheap. If it's variable, around 2.65, 2.7.
Wow, that's amazing. Seriously,
Yeah,
a great time. Great
it
time to
is.
buy.
Yeah, and look, there's always opportunity. So out of these types of events, there's always opportunity for people.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the main things we're seeing is if people are going to obtain a cheaper interest rate, whether they purchase or whether they refinance, the circumstances of what's happening around us doesn't change the fact that it's cheap and that they're going to save money. So I've had a number of conversations where people are saying, oh, we don't want to proceed or we don't want to refinance because it's uncertain. And so my response really is, well, do you still want to save the $40,000, $50,000? Because you're going to save it anyway. And it's just really trying to be logical through a time that is illogical.
Totally. Yeah, like I'm really impressed with all the options and that the government's been giving, and lenders that have really been stepping up and providing options for people so that they can actually continue with their deals and feel more confidence in the market, feel like they can buy and stimulate the market and keep it going, hopefully. How are you predicting the next 3 to 6 months? Like, are you feeling like it's going to be quite a slowdown? Do you feel like you're going to have like a surge of pre-approvals and a surge in the market in terms of people selling and buying? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I feel that as long as everyone keeps doing what they've been doing, then it shouldn't change too much. There probably will be an initial slowdown before the stimulus measures kick in. But there's a lot of money going into the economy. We're talking $2 billion that wasn't there before. So I think it will have the desired effect. And I think as long as people remain positive and they keep doing what they were doing, then everything will be okay. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? So if we all say, oh, it's all doom and gloom and everything's terrible, well, it will be. But if we say things are good and we're going to go out and we're going to support our local restaurants and we're going to do all the things that we need to do, then it will be good.
Yeah. No, and exactly, 100%. I think what I've been trying to do is connect with experts like yourself in the property space, and all my discussions have been around, no, we're actually continuing to work. We're continuing to service our clients. There's just ways that we can change the way we're doing it, but we can still do our job. Talking to staging companies, they're still installing, like they're still working around the clock. Floor plan people, home inspectors, everyone is still servicing our clients. So, you know, sure, there could be, as you said, there could be a bit of a slowdown, as you know, and when things change, people do have a term or a phase of uncertainty. That is really to be expected. But, you know, I have a feeling that once that uncertainty phase passes, we're going to have some activity. People are still going to need to buy and sell real estate. You know, it's not going to stop. Obviously, do you see the rates going down even further? Like, what's your prediction there? Is that just...
Yeah, it's a difficult question. So I personally think they will probably reduce further. I don't think the Reserve Bank will make them any lower. But if we look at the fixed rates, for example, so 2.29, they're lower than the variable rates. What that indicates is that the lenders think the rates are going to fall.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't make any money from lending money, and you know, their banks, they still want to make their profit. So I think what we'll see is probably greater negotiation. There'll be a pull for market share from the lenders, and they'll try to buy market share. And in fact, they're doing that now. So on some loans that you can get in the market now, the lenders are offering cash rebates up to $4,000. So they're already, so they're already really buying market share. I suspect perhaps a lower rate will help solidify that. Some countries have negative interest rates at the moment. So Japan, Denmark, Switzerland, I think, and they're slightly in the negative. But what that means in theory is that if you have money sitting in a bank account, you have to pay the bank to keep your money. If you're borrowing money from a bank, they have to pay you to borrow money. It's a very strange concept.
Crazy. It's crazy, but you know, how do you feel about if someone was to come to you today or tomorrow or, you know, next week and say, I'm looking to buy, Tony, when should I buy? What would you say?
Well, the best time is always to buy now. It doesn't matter whether you wait 3 months, 5 months, 10 years. We know historically real estate goes up over time, as do all investments. The reasons for buying are typically either I want to buy an owner-occupied property, I need to house my family, or I want to buy a long-term investment.
Yep.
So there will always be market fluctuations. There will always be times where we have assets going up and down in value. But if you look to the long run, now is always the best time.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from now. But, you know, with your thoughts earlier, if you do actually anticipate rates going down, do you say to those people, hold off, let's see what happens in the next month? You think it could go down?
No, because people are generally not rate conscious. So no one wants a home loan, but everybody wants the home. And so it's not really the interest rate that determines whether or not people will spend that money. It's the confidence and what else is happening in the market. So, you know, if we look to the late 80s in Australia, people were borrowing money at 18%. It didn't sell them down. So no,
that was a deal back then.
Yeah. Well, houses are a lot cheaper, but it doesn't really factor in to their decision to buy, but it might factor in how much they spend.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, and you know, obviously that's going to be an issue, is people having less of an income maybe, and maybe losing their hours at work and things like that, impacting their choices. Of course, that's going to impact them. They might just wait. You know, they don't want to dip into their savings. You know, there's kind of that uncertainty time, I think, for this period of time.
Absolutely, yeah, and I view that as, and so does the government. It's not just me doing it, but it's a short-term cash reduction, and really everything we're seeing is it's a 3 to 6 month process. After that, if the stimulus has the effect that everybody thinks it will have, then it should be just business as normal.
Yeah. Business as unusual is what we say with McGraw in real estate. It's so true. Yeah, well, the good points that you're making, like I feel the same way. I think that as a buyer, the time is now. Like we really have an opportunity to take advantage of this next 3 to 6 months. And if you're in the market to buy, it is a great time to buy now. The interest rates are so low. Who knows if they'll go down? And that would be great if they did. We'll see how it goes. And you'll keep us posted, Tony, I know. But, in terms of everyone else, I think it sounds like you're being positive, and I think we should be. The market is still going to ebb and flow, and we're going to get through this uncertain time. We should be positive and optimistic, right?
Absolutely, yeah, I agree 100%. Again, all market is driven by expectation. If we expect it to be terrible, it will be terrible. If we expect it to be good, it will be good. So
Yeah.
we need to remain positive, and we need to do the things that we're good at doing.
Yeah. And what I think that people should be getting in touch with you right away and getting their ducks in a row to start that process, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, until you ask the question, you don't know.
No, exactly. And I really predict there'll be a real surge in activity in the next few months when we get past this uncertain phase. I think we should just relax and enjoy, but also prepare ourselves for that period. So call Tony, call your lender, call your brokers, get everything organized so that you can be ready and take advantage of this time, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Agree.
Amen. So thank you so much, Tony. You're great. Your team's great. So much knowledge in your team. I love that everyone has so much they bring to the table. So if you need anything financial, you definitely go to the Fornaro team. There's someone for everybody. So let me know of your website, just so everyone knows it, just so they can go on and contact you.
Absolutely. It's just simply fornaro.com.au. So fornaro.com.au.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks so much, Tony. Good luck keeping us all in the know and update us as things come. And I'm sure that I'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks.